The Toronto Blue Jays sweep the Boston Red Sox, securing themselves a playoff spot, and they now only have one series left before the wild card game. I'm going to break that down and much more in this episode of Blue Jays Digest. What's up, Jays fans? Nick Gosse here, host of Jays Digest. Before I do get into the video, we are on the road to 1K subs, so make sure you hit the sub button. I got the Blatty graphic popping up there. I'm going to be doing this one solo today. Peter will be hopefully back for the next one. We've been very busy. He has some stuff going on with the baseball and all that, but I'm going to be breaking down the crazy series, as we do have a lot to talk about here today. We'll begin by the obvious. The Jays clinch a playoff spot by sweeping the Boston Red Sox. So I'm not sure if you guys saw, there's a lot of celebration going on after game, I believe, one, where they did secure their playoff spot. And this is very great, obviously, for the Jays, but we're going to have another video breaking down the potential rotation for the games 1, 2, and potentially 3 in the wildcard series once the standings are in place. So with a win tomorrow, being Monday, October 3rd, if the Jays win and the Mariners lose, we secure the wildcard 1 spot, meaning we get home field advantage. So once that's secured, expect a video coming out breaking down the potential postseason rotation, and I guess as well as what our ideal path would be to the World Series, because we are locked into the bracket with the Houston Astros, meaning that we'll have to beat the Astros in the ALDS, assuming we win the wild card game, or the wild card series, that is, which is a best of 3 starting on Friday. So we'll expect lots of content coming up. I know we haven't been posting as much, but that's not gonna happen any longer. We'll be back. So yeah, look forward to that. And let's get into the first game, which was a 9-0 win for the Jays with Manoah on the hill. Now, this was a big game. We knew that coming into the series, we need wild card 1. And coming into this series, the wild card standings 1, 2, and 3, and even the Orioles were still had a bit of hope. But coming into the series, it was kind of a toss-up about who was going to win the wild card 1 spot. Now, obviously, as of today, the wild card 1 spot still isn't locked in, but we are, I believe, 3 games up now on the Mariners and the on wildcard 1, and the Rays cannot get wildcard 1. So yeah, Manoah dominant as usual. 6 innings pitched, no runs, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, but he was just dominant, and he's exactly who you want to start a wildcard game to win. Now, going into this game, people were talking about having him starting on this day, lined him up for his next start to be on game 162, which would be Wednesday. So then people were wondering, well, is Manoah going to not pitch the first wildcard game, if he pitches game 162? But John Snyder came out and said that basically game 162, no matter if it has anything to do with us clinching wildcard, the wildcard 1 slot or anything like that, he's not going to be pitching in that. He's going to be pitching in the wildcard game, the first wildcard game, which hopefully will be at home. But Manoah's locked in basically to pitch the first wildcard game, meaning this was his last start of the season, and he was dominant the whole year. Should be top 3 in Cy Young voting. He was just unreal. This game was basically the Manoah show. Obviously, the Jays scored 9 runs. Springer had a 3-run bomb. Witt stays hot, 3 hits. Whit Merrifield is the unspoken hero of the past couple weeks. He's been on fire, and he has secured his spot as the starting second baseman. Even if Espinal gets better, Merrifield got it locked in. He's been on fire. He's going to start the wildcard series as second base. They clinch the playoff spot. Kikuchi gets his first save, going 3 innings and looking great out there. 3 innings, 5 Ks. I don't know. He probably won't make the wildcard roster, but he's probably going to start game 162 or be at least a part of the game 162. So, I mean, it's really exciting stuff. Kikuchi looking good and getting a save, and then the Jays clinching the playoffs the same day. Kikuchi getting his first career save is on the same day the Jays clinch a spot is wild. Manoah was dominant, though, and that was really the story of this game. And Whit Merrifield continues to just be dominant, and Springer's looking good. There wasn't much else to talk about in this game. Nothing too crazy. Obviously, 9-0 win, just pure dominance. Manoah just phenomenal, and clinching a playoff spot at home in front of the fans was lovely to see. And man, it's been a while since we've actually gotten a legitimate playoff series. In 2016, so we had a really legit playoff series. Obviously 2020, but no fans and all that. So it was great to see. It was almost emotional for some fans for sure. But going into game 2, people were talking about the hangover game, whether this would be a hangover game after all the partying in game one. Romano, smoking the dart, the cigarette. If you guys saw that on Twitter, but it wasn't a hangover game. The Jays smoked them 10-0 again. They won, just blew them out. Stripling was great, 6 innings, 4 hits, bullpen dominant, didn't give up a run. Bichette 4 hits. Bichette's been on fire. He's been killing it. Springer another 3 hits. Teoscar 4 hits, 1 homer, and then Jansen obviously five RBIs. Incredible game. Gabby Moreno popped in and got a hit. Otto Lopez got his first career hit as well. John Snyder was just clearing out the bench there by I think the 6th inning or 7th inning. The game was just over, which is really goes to show the Jays were just dominant. Stripling again, he's got to be our Game 3 starter after Gausman in Game 2. I think he's earned it. Barrios can be ready in the bullpen if we need him, but I just can't see a way Stripling doesn't start. Finish the season with, I believe, a 3.04 ERA. He's been the unsung hero. Unbelievable season for him. And it goes to show, we'll hopefully have a video coming up on the postseason preview. Hoping also to go live at some point for a postseason game. It's hard to get all the schedules lined up. We'll make it happen, hopefully. But Stripling was absolutely dominant. I love to see Otto Lopez get his first hit. Jano has been unreal. And really, Jano, I wouldn't be surprised Game 1 wildcard has Kirk catching Manoah with Jano as DH and Lourdes in left if he's healthy. If not, Tapia with Merrifield at second. Again, we'll break that down more. We'll get more into that in the postseason preview video, but he's just been dominant. Stripling, that is. And Jano has been dominant as well recently. So, our lineup's looking deep. The people got hot at the right time, and it's just incredible to see. The team is absolutely rolling. And obviously, we have high aspirations for the season. Chapman's been a bit cold, but his defense makes up for it. Bullpen's been good again. They've been starting to pick it back up to the way they were a couple months ago, after that pretty cold stretch there. But it's all lining up to be perfect going into Game 3, which was today, Sunday, where they won 6-3. They faced a pretty good starter in Michael Wacha with Kevin Gausman going to the bump, and Gausman only goes 3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and he came out with a cut on his finger. All signs say that he'll be okay for Game 2. He could have stayed in the game if it was a playoff game, John Snyder said, so he should be perfectly fine. We all know about his lingering blisters and how he uses the blisters for a splitter, but it seems to just be a minor cut, so he should be perfect for Game 2, and no plans changed there. If there is anything changed, expect a news video about it. I'll be sure to drop that, or Peter. Pop was another little story about this game. Zach Pop, 2 innings, no hits. I think, 4 Ks, something like that. I don't know how many Ks, but he was unbelievable. Zach Pop has been on fire. 2.77 ERA, I believe. Around a 2.7 ERA on the year, and he was just a great acquisition, along with Anthony Bass. And shout out to Jordan Groshans, who did have a few games played there for the Marlins. He's been all right for them, but again, we didn't need him. We got Anthony Bass and Zach Pop instead, which Zach Pop's been great. Anthony Bass has been dominant as well. He gave up a run today, I believe, or the other day. I think it was today, gave up a solo shot to Bobby Dahlbeck. But other than the Anthony Bass's solo shot to Bobby Dahlbeck, he's been unreal with the Jays, or on the year. He has one of the lowest ERAs, lower ERA than Edwin Diaz for a while there. Teoscar, 2 absolute bombs. Again, every single player, I guess besides Vladdy a little bit, but Vladdy will be all right, but every single player on the Jays are just heating up. Witt with another 3 hits. The boys are rolling. It's unbelievable. Simber was good once again. He's been really good lately. And Romano got another save. It was a 6-3 win. Gausman, he should be fine. He had a bit of a rough outing, but a couple fluky hits. I'm not really too worried about that. And so we swept the series. We won this game, and the Rays and the Mariners both lost, meaning, like I said earlier in the video, if we win tomorrow and the Mariners lose, we clinch wildcard 1. If we win 2 out of our 3 games against the Orioles, we clinch wildcard 1. And if we go 1-2, I believe the Mariners need to go 3-1 or something like that to clinch wildcard 1. So we are in a phenomenal spot. If we win out, we get wildcard 1. We can even lose a game against the Orioles, and we still secure wildcard 1. We're in a great spot to get it. This was a huge win today, especially with the other 2 teams losing. Absolutely huge. It's a crazy time to be a Jays fan. It's really fun. I'm going to give the MVBJ, we don't have the graphic, but I'm going to give the MVBJ to Whit Merrifield this series. I could give it to anyone. Bo Bichette had 4 hits all the time, but Whit Merrifield's finally heating up, and it is really, it's it's a scary sight when the lineup is so deep when Whit Merrifield is playing the way he's been playing, and then Jansen's playing the way he's playing. Tapia has been playing great as well as a fill and role for Lourdes. We have Bradley Zimmer, we got Jackie Bradley in the outfield. Who knows how many they're like, whether they're going to take both Jackie and Jackie Bradley Jr. and Bradley Zimmer on the playoff roster. Who knows? I would like to see both of them there for defense, but then you have to cut one person, and Whit Merrifield has absolutely earned the starting second baseman spot, which is crazy because some people were talking about leaving him off the roster for Biggio and Tapia earlier because he was obviously ice cold, but it's going to be tough to see. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Once the playoff roster gets released, we'll have tons of content regarding that. We're just going to have a lot of preview stuff coming up, along with a breakdown for the Orioles series, and hopefully Peter will be back with me for that one. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I just had a quick, did a quick breakdown. The series, a lot of stuff happened. The playoffs are clinched, but expect a bigger preview video coming up soon with Peter. Yeah, we are on the road to 9K subscribers, so make sure you do hit the subscribe button and leave any feedback in the comments on what you do want to see regarding the playoffs, because we can work on live streams, anything like that. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and have a good one. Cheers.